James Kalm, the guy on the bike. And we're going to run in here at the ZÜRCHER studios to see an exhibition of paintings by Regina Bogat titled The New York Years 1960 to 1970. I've been a friend of Regina's now for probably 8 or 9 years, and if you've been watching some of the Kalm reports of the rough cuts, maybe you saw the video we posted last year of a show she had at the Gallery 101 in Williamsburg. Well, we'll start out looking at this piece. This is titled Helen of Troy, 1966, acrylic wood on canvas. Now, Regina is actually a Brooklyn girl, and she was very involved in the New York art world and had a studio just around the corner from here at 222 Bowery, and was a neighbor with Mark Rothko and some other pretty well-known artists. I like what she's doing here. She's got little strips of wood that she's dividing off her sections of color with. Let's look at some of the objects. This is a sculpture that's made out of wood acrylic silver paint, and it's titled Holy Terror. So Regina was a very active artist, working and hanging out here in the downtown scene. And at some point she met the famous painter Alfred Jensen, and they fell in love and got married and started a family. This is titled Alberto, 1969, acrylic on wood, canvas mounted on wood. And so Regina kind of put her career on the back burner, but she kept working. And this gives you a chance to see some of the odd, kind of weird, interesting materials and approach to materials that she was using. These are all dowels that she's cut. And it's actually kind of interesting because in a lot of ways Regina is being rediscovered. I was very impressed with this piece when I came through the door. This is titled Fusaro. And it's composed of these 4 separate pieces, but I just thought that this was amazingly fresh. This was painted in 1966, and it's acrylic on canvas. Each panel is 29 by 26 inches. I think this is great because this relates to some work by people like Kenneth Nolan and maybe even Ellsworth Kelly as far as the shapes go, but I think Regina is a much more kind of energetic painter. Oh, I think that's Paul Auster and his daughter. Another little sculpture, Jeanne d'Arc, 1969, sculpted metal acrylic wood on wood. One of the things I like about this is that Regina's got a real nice sense for painting the objects. A lot of people think that sculpture should be monochrome, but this almost has kind of a tribal, fetishistic quality to it. This is titled Galaxy. Wood acrylic, steel, wool, plexiglass on wood, 21 by 11 by 5.5 inches. There's also a great kind of whimsical sense about a lot of these the objects. It's titled Espinosa, 1970. Sculpting metal acrylic wood on masonite, 22 inches in diameter. And I like her hard-edged colors and the geometrical aspects of the work, but I think the other intriguing thing is that she doesn't get too tight. There's always kind of a hand-touched human quality about the work. Oh, and there's Trudy Benson. Smaller pieces I think are very nice. This one's titled Duty of King Agamemnon Variation Number 1. And again, she's using a very simple palette, black, white, red and blue, and then with her strips of wood, she's kind of just dividing up the composition, and she's got a couple of diagonals in hot yellow. Oh, it's a couple of the bad boys, Brian Belot and Chris Martin. You're an old friend with Regina. Tell us what is special about her work.
She's a kick-ass artist.
Yes.
This is long, long overdue that these works are seen, and I think it's wonderful that we're all here to pay tribute and acknowledge the serious artist that Regina is, and she's just a lovely person and a very serious artist. I personally would steal one of these sculptures in a minute, actually. But
all right, well, gonna have to get bigger pockets there, Chris. I was talking to Anna, her daughter, and one of the things that she brought up, and I think it's a valid point, is that because the work is so intense and so active that it's taken a long time for people to be able to develop their visual senses to be able to sort of handle this in certain ways. Even though the work was done in the 60s and 70s, it wasn't until now that people have been able to see what she's doing.
Well, I think if this work was in a gallery in Bushwick, it would look very timely and very
Absolutely.
fresh.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. This is titled The Manliness of King Agamemnon Variation Number 4.
Next bill is $100.
Again, we've got a very beautiful, basic palette, but I think that Regina's got a real nice compositional sense. Oh, hey, there's Stanley Whitney. There's the artist right there. Beautiful major piece. This is Untitled from 1965. Acrylic on canvas, 50 by 75 inches. Well, as Chris said, I think that it is it's astonishing that Regina has been working seriously for all these years, and the people here at ZÜRCHER Studio have discovered her and decided to launch her, and in many ways this work is as fresh as anything that's happening out in Bushwick or Williamsburg. This is untitled 1966. This is kind of an innovative development that she's got here with the wood. This is also a beautiful piece. It's titled Astor, and this was on the invitation card. It's from 1967, and we've got her strips of wood, but she's sort of broken them up like a coloristic string of beads there. You know, there is something about her color that's just kind of pushed to the edge of being familiar. Maybe it's a little too high-keyed, but it works in such a way that it makes it very memorable. And also, one of the beautiful things about this piece is that it recalls her star series of paintings that she's been working on for about the last 6 or 7 years. This might be the oldest piece in the show. This is titled Togo, ink watercolor on paper. 8 by 10.5 inches from 1960. Now this is a real departure, but again, this is a very nice piece. This is titled April 11th, 1967. Sculpted metal wood acrylic on canvas. 44 by 38 inches. Again, I kind of like the diagonal triangles, but as I said, this is not it's not perfectly geometric. There's a kind of a handmade, funky quality. It's nice. This is James Kalm reporting on Regina Bogat, New York years 1960 to 1970. Here at ZÜRCHER Studio, 33 Bleecker Street, Manhattan. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. What do you call that instrument?
It's called Tsugaru Shamisen.
Shugaru Shamisen.
Shamisen, yeah.
Very nice. Thank you.
Japanese.
You too.